Welcome to this edition of Dateline SAU, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Luke Vera.
And I'm Elijah Jakovic.
St. Ambrose University is eyeing a new class time model that could take effect as soon as next fall. Dateline SAU's Lindsay Voss has more.
This week, students, faculty, and staff were invited to discuss the upcoming changes to the fall 2023 academic calendar. Michael Cipriano directed this class forum.
Really what the new schedule is focused on is trying to be as student-friendly as possible, one, and number two, opening up different opportunities.
After presenting the proposed schedule, Cipriano opened up the forum to discuss any potential issues attendees might have with the plans.
I guess I'm still kind of curious as like, why does everything have to start on the hour? Could it start on the half hour? That would still be like logical, right? It would make more sense than like our old schedule, and it would allow for that. I'm kind of concerned about that loss of the 9:30 to 10:45 slot on Tuesday, Thursday.
While not set in stone yet, the committee believes this format will prevent possible class conflicts between departments. After changes are made, they will be reassessed for the fall 2024 academic year. Lindsay Voss, Dateline, SAU.
Thanks, Lindsay. Recommendations for the new model will be presented to the Calendar Committee. Any proposed changes will then be introduced to the Cabinet.
The Sports Management Program hosted the 2022 SAU Sports Management Conference. Students were given the opportunity to hear from keynote speaker Dave Harrell and a great group of panelists in the industry.
Networking and kind of building the connections to these Quad City sports professionals is huge. And if you can tie your face and name together and put that in someone's head, or just have them recognize your name and tie a face to it, that's going to be big in terms of trying to find a position and a job here in the near future.
The Sports Management Program hopes to bring awareness to opportunities to young professionals in the sports management field.
This week marked the end of the Good Vibe food drive here at SAU. Across campus, there were donation boxes where you could drop off your canned, boxed, or non-perishable food items. These donations will go to a local food pantry to feed those less fortunate who find themselves without food for this Thanksgiving.
It's going to end here very soon, but we've had some collections. I have some stuff here in my office. But we had a good little amount. So for being the first year.
Contact CJ Bush to find out more.
Paper airplanes filled the library rotunda Wednesday afternoon to show visitors that math can be fun. Dateline SAU's Mary Evans takes us there.
The St. Ambrose University Library partnered with the Math Club and Engineering Club to host a paper airplane competition. People are putting their airplanes to work to test their distance and accuracy. On Wednesday afternoon, Ambrose students put paper in the air and also on the floor as they competed in the paper airplane competition. With prizes on the line and paper and instructions supplied, students folded paper with hopes to win the two competitions. For some, such as Anna May, this was her first building of a paper airplane.
This was my first one, and I made like 4 because they kept turning out really bad. So this was technically my 4th one, but all today.
Students tried to get their planes through a hoop. Some were close and some went the other way. Throughout the event, the math and engineering clubs tried to make math fun.
Last year we were working on activities that we could do that could involve math but not make it so scary, because math tends to freak people out. So we wanted to make it a little bit more approachable for everyone. So we decided to do a paper airplane contest because that would involve some fun activities. We could color your plane, you could make your plane, and then there's also the math involved in calculating distance. We also found fun ways to measure distances.
Most of the planes were different, and some were more successful than others. At the end of the competitions, there would be a group launch from the 3rd floor. Although not everyone could be a winner, it was still a fun, lighthearted environment. Anna May, who won the accuracy contest, is excited about the Whitey's gift card she won, already knowing what she's going to get.
A turtle shake. They're my favorite. They're very good.
The library looks to host more events with the Math and Engineering Club in the spring. They plan on hosting a stress-relieving slingshot competition, calling it Spring Fling. Mary Evans, Dateline SAU.
Thanks, Mary. Coming up in sports, the women's volleyball team is headed to nationals for the first time in 12 years. We hear from the team before Saturday's big game.
And the men's basketball coach, Ray Shovlain, is celebrating his 40th year as the head coach of the Fighting Bees. Dateline SAU's Grant Mason sits down with Coach Ray as he reflects on this milestone.
Alexis Toronto will have these stories and more up next on Dateline SAU. But first, a look around campus as we saw our first snowfall of the season this week.
From the campus of St. Ambrose University.
This is ATC5 Dateline.
Welcome to tonight's edition of TV11's Dateline.
Welcome to this week's edition of Dateline SAU.
Tune in to KALA and hear something different. Programming that celebrates the diversity of our listeners. We're advocates for the arts, showcasing your favorite music from around the world. We're storytellers, producing award-winning news and educational podcasts. We're dedicated sports fans, bringing you the latest Fighting Bee action from St. Ambrose University. We're a learning lab, mentoring the next generation of broadcasters and content creators. A part of your community for 5 decades. We're KALA Radio, 88.5 FM and 106.1 FM. Turn it on and turn it up.
The St. Ambrose women's volleyball team has a lot to celebrate in 2022, but as they enter the national tournament, they now turn their attention to trying to defeat one of the best teams in the nation. Elijah Jakovic has the story.
The women's volleyball team is headed to the NAIA National Tournament. Although it has been 12 years, head coach Dawn Steinhauser knew all along this team could make it.
That was one of the goals that we had set at the beginning of the year, and I absolutely believed with all the confidence in the world that they were very capable of doing it. Incredibly rewarding for the girls. And, you know, the first time we've ever done this in the CCAC.
The Fighting Bees finished the regular season at 24-9. They placed second in the conference tournament to earn an automatic bid to nationals.
You know, our success is built on unity and teamwork, collaboration.
We really work together well in our communication. When you walk in the gym, you just feel a part of it, and there's always someone there asking about your day, what you're doing.
The Bees have a tough task as they play Jamestown University on Saturday. The number 2 ranked Jimmies enter the tournament with an impressive 31-2 record. But the Bees are only concerned about their side of the court.
Last Saturday, we forced unnecessary errors and a little bit too many, where this Saturday, just do what we need to do and let them make all the mistakes.
All the expectation is on them, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And so being able to take that mentality of letting go of our errors and expecting us to make some, but understanding that as long as we're making the right ones, we can be very dangerous to this team.
As the season begins to wind down, Kavalauskas is excited to cap off her career on a high note.
It's unbelievable. It's like mind-blowing, and it's surpasses all the goals that we kind of set in place for our team in the beginning of the year. It is amazing, honestly.
Elijah Jakovic, Dateline SAU.
Thanks, Elijah. The winners of the 24 opening round matches will advance to the finals in Sioux City, Iowa from November 30th to December 2nd. Good luck to our Fighting Bees. As one season draws near the end, another has only just begun. The men's lacrosse team has improved dramatically in the last few years, and Dateline SAU's Cameron Giampaolo caught up with some key players to get an inside look at the preseason prep.
Chemistry, attitude.
The men's lacrosse preseason boiled down to 2 words: chemistry and attitude. The men ended this past spring season on a low note, dropping a first-round game at the national tournament for the 2nd year in a row, finishing their season at 14-3. This year, junior captain Isaiah Hahn wants to get off on the right foot.
Speaking this year, I've been trying to have a lot more of a positive outlook on everything. I know attitude goes a long way. I know being a leader means everyone else looks up to you, and if I'm slouching, they're slouching. If I have a bad attitude, they have a bad attitude, that type of deal. So I think just like staying positive is the best mindset to have for not just me, but for everybody. So, yeah.
Junior close defenseman Matthew David felt similarly. In such a fast-paced game, David says that it is just as important for the team to build a relationship on the field.
I think just like our team cohesiveness, I feel like we hadn't really had the opportunity to work together a whole ton leading up to that point. So finally getting that settled opportunity to figure some stuff out and see how people play together was really important. And I think that getting more of that is just going to, team chemistry is never a bad thing.
There seems to be no shortage of team chemistry here.
Slime. That sounds like Shaq and Nolan, though.
For junior midfielder Matthew Cortopassi, the focus for the fall was a little bit more fundamental.
I think our midfields this year are going to have to work hard to both play two-way, both offensively and defensively, and I think our offense was a big focus in the fall season, but we're definitely going to have to step it up a little bit, teach everyone more how to play defensively, so we could don't have to sub as often and keep our guys out there as long as possible. I feel like it'll help us out long-running games, be able to run past guys. So.
Focus will be the name of the game this spring, but for now, these 35 athletes continue to grow as a family, both on and off the field. Cameron Giampaolo, Dateline SAU.
Switching to men's hoops, the basketball court at Lee Lohman Arena is usually where you will find one of the most recognizable faces on campus. Ray Shovlain is once again leading the Fighting Bees on the court. While he is reflecting on a career full of memories, he's still hungry for more. Dateline SAU's Grant Mason has the story.
Ray Shovlain has seen a lot of basketball, with over 700 wins and counting. He is the winningest coach in St. Ambrose history, but is quick to credit the people around him.
And plus, I've really been blessed with the opportunity to teach and coach here over the years. We've been very successful due to the quality of the people we've had in the program, and that means the players first, assistant coaches.
Coach Ray, as he is known around campus, feels that the key to success is the quality of people on and off the court.
Our players over the years have just been outstanding, outstanding people first, and some have been pretty good players, type deal. So you don't go to the Kentucky Derby running Shetland ponies. So you got to have some thoroughbreds, and we've been blessed with those type of people. But it really comes down to the quality of the person. It's been an honor to teach and coach her.
Even with 700 wins, he still has his passion to win, and he is not done yet.
Well, I think by the end of the year we'll have an outstanding team. I've always been a proponent to really impress upon the players. The ribbons and the trophies are passed out at the end of the season, not at the beginning. And a lot of our best teams started fairly slow, record-wise or whatnot that way, and this year is kind of similar. So we still have very high expectations. As soon as we get everybody back and in the flow of things, I think things will.
Grant Mason, Dateline SAU.
Thanks, Grant. The men's basketball team will take on Calumet next Tuesday night at Lee Lohman Arena. That wraps up sports this week. I'm Alexis Tirana.
And that's all we have for you on this edition of Dateline SAU.
We'll be right back next week with the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
Remember to check out the SAUtv Facebook and Instagram pages for our newscasts, top stories, and more. You can also find them on The Hive at sauthebuzz.com.
Thanks for watching and enjoy your Thanksgiving break.